Fantastic. Okay.
Let's get up there slowly.
Well, I'm joined today with past member, international broadcaster, Rhodri Williams. And what a pleasure it is to have you here today. Rhodri, I know you've come back over to Wales. You're a proper, what I call proper Welsh guy. Welcome to the nest, as we call it, in Bryn Hill.
This is some nest. This is the finest nest I've ever seen. This is incredible. I mean, I'm lucky enough at the moment. I live out in Qatar in the Middle East, and certain facilities have wonderful sort of operations for learning golf, but this is on par with anything that we have in Qatar, that's for sure. One golf course, the Education City's got a lot of inside-outside thing because the weather's so good there, and they've got these sort of mats that move. But as far as a simulator, I don't think I've seen one. I can't remember seeing one as good as this. Yeah. The last time I went on a simulator was in the Munich Beer Festival a couple of years ago. Don't remember much about that, but this is. It's amazing. The room is fantastic. Yeah. You've obviously got climate control in here because you can get a sweat on when you're as big as me and you start hitting a few shots.
I guess you come in here, it's got that sort of a bit of an environment to it that's, it's a bit of a wow factor, I guess, and it's got, like you said, nice temperature in here and a feeling of you can have a bit of your own space and hit some shots as well.
Yeah, I need my own space, but I've got to say, look, it's huge. It's a really professional setup. I'm not just saying that. You just come. I mean, I remember this clubhouse. I walked out, arrived at Bryn Hill Golf Club. I saw that first tee. How many times did we hit off that first tee in junior matches or? Just going out and having a fun few games, and then you have the pro shop where it is now, so nothing's changed there. This was then a junior room. They made this. I remember when I was junior captain in 1985, but wow, what great use you've made of this space now. And I think you're going to be busy.
Yeah, I think that's very nice to say. Thank you, Rhodri. And I got to go back to your junior days, really, because you had a fantastic history here in your day, and you were junior captain here. And I guess what age were you when you first started?
11. Well, I started playing golf. You wouldn't know it by the way I play. I think I was better when I was 11 than I am now. And I started playing down in Pembrokeshire because I was able to, and then you had to be 11 years of age. And then Liz Williams, who's got a strong history with the club, with her family as well, with Sheila and her father who passed away way too young, of course. And then once we were 11, we could start here. We were so fortunate as juniors to have the support of John Collins, not just John Collins and his team, and Pat, his wife, was such an amazing support as well. Yeah. But it enabled us as juniors to be able to spend so much time up here and practicing and getting to enjoy everything about golf. Suddenly we weren't segregated as juniors. We became part of the environment up here, and it was very, very special times. And of course, we had two incredible players at the time, Stephen Dodd and Calvin O'Carroll, who both went on to win the British Boys, which is some feat in itself. And to have two juniors, from the same club, just a little Bryn Hill Golf Club in South Wales, it was an exciting time to be here. Yeah.
I guess you got some fantastic friends from the past. You just mentioned names earlier on, and it's always nice, I guess, to come back home and see those, and your ties are always here, I'm sure.
It is, but what's also really nice is even though you can sometimes play your club down a little bit. It's just pretty. I remember, we always had that slight rivalry with Wenvoe Castle Golf Club. We've got Bryn Hill Golf Club here. But it's amazing. Everybody knows Bryn Hill Golf Club. People like Stephen Dodd and people like Calvin O'Carroll Rhys Davis was here as well before he nipped off down to Porthcawl. So these great players have put Bryn Hill Golf Club on the map. So when you mention it, whenever I am in the world and I say, where did you know? And they say, well, where did you do? I've got one guy who's now Russell Main. He's the GM of Doha Golf Club, where I'm a member, and he's based in Somerset. And he knew everything about here because we used to have a tie-up with Enmore Park in Somerset at the time. I don't know if that's still going, but it was.
No, I do remember those days. Show my age as well here. But yeah, I just want to say really thanks for coming over and seeing this place. And I saw your facial expressions when you came in. It was like wow. So and compared to what it was like with the old junior room, and those were good days, weren't they? Your golf back then was great. But I guess if we had this as juniors back then, I mean, would you say it's a big advantage?
Hang on a minute, that's taking it a bit too far. But no, I don't want to make this sound like an advert because the second I was, you phoned me back, or Calvin O'Carroll phoned me and said you should come up here. I didn't hesitate for a second. Really, I'd like to come up and have a game as well. But wow, I think you're going to be busy here. Okay. So everybody who gets a chance to come up here, up to Bryn Hill Golf Club, to this academy of you guys.
Well, that's very kind.
Take the opportunity.
Well, Rhodri, thank you for coming along to the nest. Back at the nest, as we call it, Bryn Hill Golf Club. this place is fantastic. It's definitely worth a visit, just to be shown around, really, and see what your thoughts are. But again, Rhodri, thanks for your time. Really appreciate you coming over.
Very welcome.
Thank you very much.